So every day I try to make a video. I always try to come up with a topic, right? Always gotta come up with something to, I guess, mainly talk about because obviously I want to stick to a topic and obviously talk about something and express myself and just kind of, you know, put out a message out there to everyone that watches the videos and just to see what everyone's reaction is to my topic and people agree, disagree, or what their thoughts are, whatever, right? But of course, doing something like that obviously comes with its problems, and the problems are that, well, not only do I have to always come up every single video has to be different. They can't be just the same topic multiple times in a row. But it's the fact that I have to always think about something new every single time I have to make a video because here's the thing about trying to make commentaries and just talking about certain topics is the fact that I have to always figure something out every single time. Like I always have to think about something brand new, and sometimes I can't think of a topic, so I just can't upload a video. Like yesterday, I couldn't upload a video, which by the way I apologize, but I just there was no reason for me to not upload. I just didn't know what to talk about, and and of course it was so close to when I had to go to work. It was I don't even think it's worth my time stressing over, thinking about having to go to work and, kind of being in a huge time crunch and just kind of having the video not be great, you know. I don't think it's worth it in my opinion, so that's why I just didn't make the video. So, obviously, I want to make sure I have a topic, you know, make sure, things are going pretty consistently, keep it entertaining if I can. I know sometimes I get distracted or I'm talking about other stuff or I'm focused on other things in the game, so I just get distracted, like I said. And I just try my best to not make the game distract me too much, but of course sometimes it's hard to do when I'm doing stuff. So, I do the best that I can when it comes to you know, doing stuff with this game and trying to focus on speaking, but that's not what I'm really trying to talk about today. I'm just talking about that I just wanted to say that it's definitely hard to come up with a new topic every single day, and I know there are some topics that I talk about that definitely have been talked about by other creators. And also, it looks like an Enderman put a block right there. You've got to be kidding me. Hold on. Let me, this is what I'm talking about. Where is the entrance? Alright. Hold on. Let me just get some wheat real quick. Let me replace that. There we go. Hold on. All the cows need to come over here. God, goofy Enderman. Come on over here, cow. Come on out. Out of the pen. Come on. Oh, great. Come on, out of the pen. See, this is what I'm talking about. Stuff like this just gotta happen all the time. And of course, it just has to be because of an Enderman. Yeah, there we go. Come on in. There we go. Anyways, fix the problem. But yeah, anyways, back to my topic. So, yes, it can be hard because obviously I want to try and come up with some original topics, which is why I talk about a lot of stuff in my, I guess, mainly personal life, which is why I talk about college a lot more, because college is something that is a pain in my ass, and of course, I mean, very understandable because college is not easy. So, also, this cow is, I'm not gonna put in the effort to bring it back. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that's why I mainly talk about college a lot, because obviously I have things to complain about and rant when it comes to college, because college has, a lot of issues, you know, and it's just mainly because there's a lot of just dumb stuff that happens, or it just gets really unfair, or there's just too much work and stuff, and I'm always on a time crunch. Luckily I don't got work today, so I have time today to actually do stuff. But still though, it's just kind of crazy how things are, just to see how college really goes and all that, and how it really is just such a struggle to deal with it. I don't, there shouldn't be any reason as to why it should be a struggle, because it shouldn't, but it is. But yeah, no, anyways, that's mainly something I just like to talk about a lot. you know, and it makes it easy to talk about something original because I mean, I get it that some people may not think it's original because people complain about college all the time. And the thing is, like, I'm talking about my own personal experience and I'm just expressing myself and letting everyone know how I feel, you know, about this whole college thing. Because obviously it can be very, like, stressful, very annoying, you know, makes me really mad sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of you guys can agree that, yeah, maybe it's not so original when the things I complain about are things that other people complain about because obviously everyone has the same issues with college, so obviously it can be a little bit annoying to hear the people like kind of complain a lot. But I think the only reassuring thing about those kinds of videos is the fact that people are realizing that, hey, you know, other people are going through the same things when it comes to college, so I'm not the only one, thank God. Which honestly, fair, you know, I feel those people because I mean, you know, there are a lot of times where I just kind of I'm like struggling with college and things are like kind of tough, and I, you know, like obviously people are dealing with the same stuff. You know, everyone is dealing with the same stuff when it comes to college, so it's just more reassuring to know that everyone is going through the same stuff, so they're not alone, you know. Yeah, when it comes to other original videos though, I just tend to a lot of topics that I do talk about that are more original don't seem to do very well because I like to talk about TV shows, you know, and movies. And, you know, it does okay, but like, you know, when I talked about Daredevil or Deadpool versus Wolverine, you know, like those like videos just don't seem to be yeah doing so well because I guess people just didn't really care that much about that stuff because I mean I get it, you know, I was talking about Marvel, which of course Marvel is a well I was gonna say Marvel's in a bad place right now, but like that's not true because that whole like Avengers Doomsday cast reveal like live stream had over 270 million views across all platforms. Like Marvel is clearly not dead, and clearly the interest of Marvel's still there. So, you know, it's just I don't know. Like when I talk about certain things, like it's just kind of hard to explore different things sometimes when it comes to talking about certain topics because of course people don't want to see some things. You know, there's some things that people just don't care about. You know, like my opinions on movies and stuff like that, or like TV shows that are coming out right now, like especially Marvel ones. Like it just looks like people don't care. So, obviously, it's a little bit of a struggle when it comes to trying to make a, you know, something original because I know like I want to talk about something original, talk about my thoughts about on certain things. So it's like, you know, I do my best to keep things original if possible. I know there are topics that I talk about that aren't completely original, and they seem to do a lot better because of course those kinds of videos are videos that everyone has seen before. Like oh, let's see. Let me think of a good one. Let me come up with an example. You know, like oh, uh, school sucks. You know, or like I don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore. Or let's see. You know, focus on yourself. Or let's see. I'm trying to think about some other stuff. Maybe some videos that are just negative, like, oh, I hate this or I hate that, you know, just stuff like that. Like, those are the videos that pop up on everybody's feeds all the time. So it's just kind of crazy that those are the ones that are more successful, and I'm trying to not make all my videos about that, you know? Like, I want to make things some different stuff. Like, do I want to cover certain topics that people have already covered? No, absolutely, because I want to put my input. But of course, I know the thing is what people are saying is like, oh, because whenever I like make videos similar to other people that what they've made, right? People like always hate the fact that, you know, they're saying that a lot of the stuff that I say are just too similar to what other people have been saying. Like it's like, oh, we're all saying the same thing. But to be honest, it's not like I'm sitting down and watching all these videos. So it's like I guess it seems like we all just have the same kind of mindset. Because I mean, I guess what it all comes down to when us, you know, saying the same things is I guess we've all kind of matured and grown up a lot and just kind of already experienced some things to already be able to let everyone know, like, hey, like, this is how we feel about certain things, you know, and that's how, you know, why a lot of topics that are covered by a lot of people seem to be too much of the same because everyone just thinks the same because obviously it comes to more how you think and process stuff, I guess, but, you know, uh, but yeah, just stuff like that, you know, it's just kind of hard to come up with something brand new, you know, if nothing's really going on. And the thing is, like, I mean, there's always stuff going on in the world. It's just, there's a bunch of bad stuff going on in the world, politics and all that, a lot of stuff going on. Maybe even stuff in like, Twitch, Kick, streamers and all that. But like I don't really care about all that, and I don't really want to involve like world conflicts and like politics, and especially like when it comes to world conflicts like that, world conflicts always just have to like include politics. Like it is what it is. So I just don't really want to, include all that kind of stuff in my videos. So I just try to avoid that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk about all this in a video. I'm sorry that I just kind of ranted, repeated myself a lot, but I just really wanted to just talk about that it can be hard to come up with a topic, and especially if the topic is something completely original that's not really covered or hasn't been covered by people. So anyways, that's gonna be for this video though, you guys. If you guys made this far into the video, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.